Okay, I got cut off there. Uh, but to continue, the uh, the thing about MEO is the larger the magnets that you use to make this in this configuration, because like I said, there's other ways to do this. Uh, the larger the magnets that you get, the farther the fields reach. So with larger magnets or more powerful magnets, uh, these ends would be farther apart, and the amount of travel that we would have would be longer. Right now, we have on this size, this setup, it's 22 millimeters of travel in each direction. So full stroke is 44 millimeters, uh, and then that is transferred through the piston to whatever output you want to do. And this can actually just work as a reciprocal. Say if you wanted to run a linear generator, which I this isn't really suited for that because linear generators need to move fast back and forth. Uh, where this will do that. I mean, this will run fast. I mean, I have put different configurations on it to where it's running 350 RPM, the output. Where this one right here, when it's fully loaded, runs at 15 RPMs. So you can see it's using substantially less energy because it's using less over time. Where if it's running 340 or 350 RPMs, it's using a lot more energy, still not as much as the output because it's like I said, it's only momentary, and the output whereas the output is constant, uh, but the less activations you get, in other words, the slower this moves, the less energy over time that it needs. And one thing that I showed in video number two is that once it's running, you can actually dial down the amount of power that you use to activate this particular servo. It's not really good for this servo though to starve it for power, but you can change the power input while it's running without changing the output because the output is whatever size magnet you use. It has very little to do with the amount of energy you're using. So just how often you use it. So actually, that's about it. And this is a very valuable uh, discovery here. And it's because science has kind of ignored the fact of this energy differential, that it takes less energy to bisect magnetic fields than it does to directly try to force them into place. Uh, One thing that I will say about magnets is all of these magnetic motors or magnet motors that you see like here on YouTube, other places, none of those work. They're all a trick of one kind or another. Video editing, blue screen, hidden batteries, whatever. There are a couple of people who have designed self-running uh, magnetic. They're not motors. They're mobiles because they only generate enough energy to run themselves. There's no excess energy there. You cannot. None of them will carry a load, and that's just because of the way magnets work. I've done a lot of research on this, and the only thing that I have ever been able to find as far as magnetic field interactions that even come close to this are a couple of obscure papers, old papers on magnetic field vectoring. And that's the couple of self powered mobiles that actually exist. That's what they're based on. But like I said, they will not carry a load. This will carry a huge load. You can have thousands of pounds of linear torque that you can use as linear force, or you can convert it to rotary torque and use it to run a standard electrical generator. So this, I mean, imagine if all of a sudden we had easy, free energy with no constraints on where or how it was used. Because keep in mind, needs no fuel, has no emissions, doesn't need generator or doesn't need gravity, but will work in a gravity field. Doesn't need an atmosphere, but it will work in an atmosphere. Uh, it's quiet, it's clean, It's very powerful potentially. Uh, I mean, you could right now. What's really holding us back from having colonies on the moon or going right to Mars right away and setting up colonies is this very reason: generating power for making electricity. Right now, the only way that we have to do that in space and on other planets, the only practical way, is solar. Uh, and solar only works in sunlight. So, I mean, it'll work overcast or semi darkness, but its output is nothing compared to even a large array of solar panels in direct sunlight uh, would not even compare to this. And this can safely be inside the habitat because there's no emissions of any kind. The magnetic fields are proximate to the device itself. Depending on where it's set, it's not going to interfere electronically with any other device. Pretty easy. You could have a whole house generator in a closet in your house. We could have a power station for an entire neighborhood in that neighborhood, and it could be in a structure the size of a backyard shed. Doesn't need any maintenance other than the maintenance of the moving parts. Uh, One of the homeowners could be in charge of making sure that the power generator was working. Uh, yeah, I mean, this will change the future. This will change our future. There's no arguing that. There's no doubt about it. It just has to catch on. Right now, I have thousands of views on my videos that I have posted, and virtually no comments about the device itself. There's a few comments. There's like a total of like less than 20 comments on both platforms combined for the two existing videos, and it's because people don't know what to think of it. If you look at free energy videos on YouTube, every video has hundreds of comments because people see what it is, they understand it, and either they believe it or they think it's fake. But those are what the comments reflect. And like I said, there's hundreds of comments. Some of them have thousands and thousands of comments. This has been up for over 2 months on YouTube and on Facebook. And like I said, there's less than a dozen comments combined, and none of them are actually about this device because people are having a hard time understanding it. It kind of makes sense. If you don't understand it, it still kind of makes sense, but you just don't know what to think of it. But like I said, uh, study it, pay close attention to how and why it works and exactly what I've said about it. Because I've had people who are experts on this stuff that have tried to tell me, not through comments, but through other communication, have tried to tell me, nope, it's not doing what you think it's doing. And it's like, well, what do you mean it's not doing what I think it's doing? You see it doing what it's doing, especially on video number 2. If you watch that video, you can see, and it makes total sense. There's no reason to doubt this because it can't be doubted. It is what it is. It's a natural force differential that science has ignored, or rather, never even noticed. So that's it for this. Be sure and watch all 3 videos, but this one especially because I think I probably did the best explaining it on this one. Although my video 1 and video 2 have good video descriptions that also describe this well, and also comments in the comment section that I myself have made that go further into detail on explaining this. So, anyway, enjoy and wish it luck that the right person sees it and is able to bring it to the attention of the world because I'm a nobody and I'm not to be believed or I'm thought of as a kook because I am an uncredentialed nobody. And that shouldn't matter when it comes to something this important. So thanks for watching.